Welcome back to the Mad Spideyverse. I'm Mad Spidey, and thank you once again for tuning into my channel. You may have noticed, I haven't done a lot of content, obviously, besides Spidey's Outback. Haven't done much content the last couple of weeks, just been a lot of personal, health, work, all sorts of stuff going on. And as they say, when it rains, it pours. It is literally a thunderstorm at the moment. So trying to get back into some regular content. Obviously, I am officially on holidays at the moment for Christmas, so I'll be off for a couple of weeks. I have a few parcels that have been stacked up a little bit. Nothing, like I'm not talking about like, Rob Fatstacks like type, or Mark from Legion of Comics type. They've got like 20 parcels that are all like this big and all that sort of stuff. Like that's not me. I don't get that many parcels. But obviously, I've had a few over the last week or two that, I usually will open straight away, but it just, things get in the way. Life gets in the way. That's all I'll say. So we're going to get into some more content, trying to get a little bit more out. I'm going to try and film a few videos today, try and, and just space them out a little bit, to get some things for my subscribers, my viewers, to actually, try and get some more content out there and trying to get my creative juices flowing again, I suppose you could say. So anyway, first one I definitely wanted to open up is this particular one. You can see it's quite thin. Before I get into that, I will say that I'll probably call this video something like, I'm not going to say Grail achieved or anything like that. But you all know I have my comic wish list, which is an extremely long list of books that I want, things to, obviously, key issues that I want, things to fill runs, and obviously to, finish certain things off that I want to get. And things with, cool covers and stuff like that I like. But most of it's obviously key books and things to fill runs and stuff like that. Quite often it's just the expensive books from a run that I'm already collecting. Like, for example, Tomb of Dracula. I was able to pick up number 10 earlier this year, and I still need like number 1. Obviously, I still need a lot of books in between, but number 1 is the next big dollar book from that particular one. So that's why it's on my comic wish list videos. You may or may not have seen them. Just obviously, look for my channel and then look for the it's in the playlists, and you'll see my comic wish list if you want to watch those sort of videos. Apart from all that, I had one main goal this year. One main goal. I basically wanted to cross off one of the 5 books that I needed from my Amazing Spider-Man run. If you know me, if you know what I've been trying to accomplish. I've been trying to accomplish collecting the whole entire Amazing Spider-Man run from number 1 to current, including annuals. Now, thanks to my good friend Mr. Beckerman, Mike, he helped me acquire an annual number 1, which was one of the 5 books. But I always say I need 4 books from the run and 1 annual. So obviously I crossed that annual off several months ago, but that was not my main objective. I needed to cross off one of the only 4 books I needed to complete my whole entire ASM run. I was losing hope. I thought it's never going to happen, or it's definitely not going to happen this year, because that was my one major goal. Like, obviously I had a lot of little goals. Well, one major goal was to cross off one of those 4 books. It is, I'd say you'd classify this as the 11th hour, seeing it's only a week or 2 away from New Year's, and I've achieved it. I have actually achieved crossing off one of those 4 expensive books from my ASM run, my whole entire ASM run, in this beauty right here. Let's open it up and show you what I picked up. Alright, so hashtag full unboxing. I know my boy Tyler likes me to say that. You've got cut open to it enough, or did I not? Probably not. Alright. Bit of tape there. Oh, he's actually used pull tabs. Not a lot of people in Australia use pull tabs, which is good to see. And surprisingly enough, for an old Spidey book, it actually looks in reasonable condition. Put that away. Finally able to cross one of the 4 books. And to be perfectly honest, I've only ever seen this book in a slab, and it was ridiculously expensive, and that was, I've probably seen it maybe twice or 3 times in the last decade. It's not an ultra rare book over here. It might be an ultra rare book, but not necessarily over in the States or even Canada. But yeah, over here, extremely rare book. And as I said, I only seen it a couple of times. Amazing Spider-Man number 6. So finally able to cross one of those 4 books off my Amazing Spider-Man run. Super happy to finally own that. So yeah, the 4 books were number 1, obviously, unless I win Lotto, probably not going to happen. Number 3, the same. 2 big boy books. But then I had number 4 and number 6. I thought those 2, number 4 and number 6, I might fluke it. Might be able to find some tattered old, copy of it and pay an exorbitant amount still and still be able to get it. I did pay a pretty penny for this. I won't say what I paid for it. But my Facebook groups, and actually I'm glad one of my Facebook groups came through, and it was one of the guys I've dealt with before and that I trust, so I was super happy with that. So massive shout out to Ken from over in WA. Greatly appreciate it. He literally listed a whole pile. He does regular sales. He listed a whole pile of old Amazing Spider-Man books. Most of them were sort of ranging from about the teens up to, I think, about the 80s or the 90s in numbers. But he had one book that I saw from the initial post. This was sitting on top of the pile. Because usually what he will do is he'll usually scatter a whole pile of the books, take a picture and say, well, look, this is what part of what's going to be in the auction. This is what caught my eye. I saw the start price and I went, there's no way I'm winning this. No way. The start price was high, especially for over here. But I was like, I set myself a budget. I had money aside. I was going to go for it. I was going to try and stick to the budget as much as possible, even though I really want the book. And I'm like, I'll maybe go that a little bit over. I noticed he ran it for, I think, 3 days or 4 days. I think it was 3 days. He ran it for the whole, like I literally, had alarms set and all that sort of stuff. I was keeping an eye on it, had notifications on. Nobody bid on it at all. I thought, last 5 minutes. Now, obviously with Facebook, it's hard to keep track of the timestamps and things like that, because it'll just say, you sent it like a minute ago or 5 minutes ago or whatever like that, and you look at the clock and it could say 8:59, but it could be, and you'd be like, bid, oh, okay, hops up 9 o'clock, and then all of a sudden you're like, no, you lost it, because look at the timestamp, and like, you can't see the timestamp unless you're the seller. 5:02, I'm like, screw it. I put bottom bid, just to see if anybody else would buy it, just in case anybody else was looking at it. I'm watching. I'm like, screw it. I put my top bid that I want to pay right at the end. I had it sitting there waiting, ready to press send. Nobody bid. I won it for the starting bid price, which actually I said was still a lot of money, but I got it. That's the main thing. So, actually, there's probably one more thing I need to do. Oh, I love that old book smell. Absolutely love that old book smell. So, obviously, off-white pages, as you can see. But it is all complete. There is no cutouts. Everything is intact. Staples are actually still there. Don't look like they're rusted or anything like that. But yeah, obviously you can see there's a bit of a tear up there and everything like that. Back cover's reasonably good. But, you know, all the stamps and everything and all that sort of stuff are all intact. Which, if it doesn't affect the story, I'm not massively fussed about it being missing, as long as the story and the whole book is complete. But yeah, everything is intact. That lovely old book smell. I'm just super happy. Finally, things. So I've only got 3 books left for the whole entire run. Number 1, number 3, and number 4. Number 4, I might get lucky like this one. Number 1 and number 3, unless the market like crashes to the ground, I don't see myself getting it. But what do I say in my comic wish list? Never say never. So anyway, that'll do for this particular video. This probably should have really gone for probably 2 minutes or 3 minutes, but it's gone for 11 and a bit, but I don't care. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I'm super excited to own this book. Finally able to get the wish list or the ASM run down to 3 books. So anyway, do all the usual YouTubey stuff, you know, leave a comment if you wish to. Hit that thumbs up because apparently it's supposed to help the algorithm or something like that. But most of all, please hit that subscribe button if you have not already. I'd greatly appreciate it. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.